Lil Durk, a prominent figure in the Chicago rap scene, is facing serious legal challenges. Born Durk Derek Banks, the rapper is embroiled in a complex case involving charges of attempted murder and conspiracy. The charges stem from a 2022 incident in Los Angeles where a shooting occurred, resulting in injuries to Quando Rondo's friend Lil Pab, who tragically lost his life. Durk has maintained his innocence throughout the proceedings. The case has drawn significant attention, raising questions about gang violence, artistic expression, and the intersection of hip-hop culture with the criminal justice system. This legal battle carries significant weight, as a conviction could have severe consequences for Durk's life and career. The prosecution paints him as a dangerous figure, allegedly the leader of a violent Chicago gang known as Only the Family, or OTF. They claim Durk's influence extends beyond music, accusing him of orchestrating violence and placing bounties on rivals. The prosecution seeks to portray a narrative of a rapper whose art imitates his life, using his lyrics and online presence as evidence of his alleged criminal activities. Durk's defense team, however, argues that the prosecution is misconstruing his artistry and relying on flimsy evidence. The defense asserts that the case against Durk is built on shaky ground, pointing to a lack of concrete proof directly linking him to the shooting. They argue that the prosecution is attempting to criminalize Durk based on his association with alleged gang members and misinterpretations of his lyrics. The defense emphasizes that Durk's music should not be taken literally, and that his lyrics reflect artistic expression rather than admissions of guilt. At the heart of the case lies a web of disputed evidence that has become a focal point for both the prosecution and the defense. One of the most controversial pieces of evidence presented by the prosecution was lyrics from a song featuring Lil Durk. The prosecution initially claimed these lyrics were written after the shooting, suggesting they contained boasts about the incident. However, Durk's legal team swiftly countered this claim, providing sworn statements from music producers involved in the song's creation. These affidavits prove that the song was recorded months before the shooting occurred, effectively dismantling the prosecution's timeline and casting doubt on their narrative. Another point of contention revolves around YouTube videos that the prosecution attempted to use against Durk. These videos, often fan-made compilations, were presented as evidence of Durk's alleged gang affiliation and involvement in criminal activity. The defense argued that these videos hold no real weight as evidence, as they were not created or endorsed by Durk himself. They argued that using fan-generated content against an artist sets a dangerous precedent, potentially jeopardizing the freedom of expression for musicians and other artists. Adding to the complexities of the case, Lil Durk has been denied bail and remains in custody at Los Angeles' Metropolitan Detention Center. Judge Patricia Donahue, who presided over the bail hearing, cited concerns about Durk's behavior while incarcerated as a reason for denying his release. Prosecutors presented evidence of Durk allegedly using other inmates' phone accounts to engage in three-way calls, which they argued demonstrated a disregard for the court's rules. Drew Findling, Durk's attorney, countered these arguments by stating that such actions are commonplace in jail and should not be considered grounds for denying bail. Findling emphasized Durk's Muslim faith and the importance of family in his life, arguing that he should be allowed to await trial outside of confinement. However, Judge Donahue expressed skepticism about the reliability of hired security guards who would be tasked with monitoring Durk if he were released. As the legal battle wages on, the specter of Lil Durk's upcoming trial looms large. Scheduled to begin on October 14, 2025, the trial represents a pivotal moment in the case, one that could have profound implications for Durk's future. If convicted on the charges against him, he faces the possibility of a lengthy prison sentence, potentially derailing a promising music career that has seen him rise to prominence within the industry. The trial is poised to be a closely watched affair, captivating the attention of both the music world and those following the intricacies of the legal system. The outcome of the trial will likely hinge on the strength of the evidence presented and the jury's interpretation of the disputed facts. Whether the prosecution can convince the jury of Durk's guilt beyond a reasonable doubt, or the defense successfully dismantles their case, remains to be seen.